5 is amazing. I will dig out some great insights and I'd like to share with you guys. The story was very dramatic and very strange for most of people living in the modern society. However, it is extremely radical to show Peter perform a sign to illustrate God is radical of his standards. And lead to people regard of him and fear of the Lord. Finally, the believers' number is increasing because of that. So if you turn your Bible to the book of Acts chapter 5 verse 1 to 4, talk about now a man named Ananias, together with his wife Sapphira, also sold a piece of property. With his wife full of knowledge, and he keep back part of money for himself, but bought the rest and put it at all apostles' feet. Then Peter says, Ananias, how is it that Satan has so filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit and have kept yourself some of the money you received for the debt? Didn't it belong to you before it was sold? And after it was sold, it wasn't money that at your disposal. What made you think of doing such a thing? You have now lied to a human being, but God. So what does Ananias here doing wrong? Well, he has a really good intention. He wants to sell his property for the kingdom of God, which is great. However, he and his wife have this kind of smarty stuff, and he lied to God and in his contribution. And let's see what just really happened. So after that, after Peter said all this, like he was just suddenly died before the public because God was radically punishing him, and God do so with his wife as well. And it leads to Acts chapter 5 verse 11 to 14. It talks about the great fear seized the whole church, and all who heard about these events. The apostles performed many signs and wonders among the people, and all the believers used to meet together in Solomon's corridor. No one else dared join them, even though they were highly regarded by the people. Nevertheless, more and more people and women believed in Lord and were added to their number. The Peter doing the same thing with the man's wife, and his judgment is not came from his own understanding, it's not came from his alone, but it's come from the word of God. And it finally leads to a great fear for the people of God and increased number of believers. So I have a really great example to share about the radical thing to people as a Christian, because we all Christian following Bible, and we should be radical and stand in Bible side. We are not become the Christian who a part follower or following a part of the Bible, or this part of the Bible is really hard. We not just follow. And so the example is when I was studying Bible with one of my friends, and he's almost done basically his study of the Bible, and we really expecting him to become Christian soon. But he has one thing doesn't really agree, is that he don't believe the homosexual thing is wrong. And well, I was showing all the scriptures to him. However, he just doesn't really believe that, and we're still in an argument. So finally we just been struggle a lot, because he is almost get there, and we're spending all the time with him. We're a really good friend after that, and we don't really want to lose him. We want to see him to be a Christian, because he is really a good friend of us. However, finally we read the Bible and we make a decision we should be radical like Peter in these cases, and we're not gonna baptize him because he not agree fully with the Bible. And now, looking back in these events, I just think if we do baptize this guy, what's gonna happen in the church is the word of God is lose its power, and the people who believe in God it's not being radically challenged, but it can lead to people just living a lower standard of the church, and people finally lose their faith and leave the church. So in conclusion, how you being stand radical in God's side? Although for human being it is really hard to be cruel to someone because we all do something wrong, but today's challenge is to learn the word of God and be standing radical by the word of God, because it will lead to poverty. Oh, sorry, not poverty, but prosperity. Okay. Guys, as you see, I'm in a camping trip, and everything is pretty good and awesome. And I'm really sorry for the late update because I was really lacking on internet to recording this video. But everything is going right with me and Patrick, and everything is going good. And thanks you guys' patience, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.